Hello, guys. Welcome to Geek Watch today. My name is Ryan Fasig, and over here we have,
I am William Bechtel.
a great episode for you guys today. Big news that circulated around the Nerd Network last week. Um, Discovery has bought Warner Bros. If you guys don't know what Warner Bros. Was, they're responsible for obtaining the whole DC copyrights, all the Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. They've also owned media networks such as HBO, HBO Max, CNN, Warner Bros., DC Films, New Line Cinema, TNT, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, which I happened to watch when I was a very young kid, and many more. And so many people have asked into the question, what is it mainly going to look like for the DC universe? Because Warner Bros. Is mainly associated with DC. And I myself and Will, we love DC. We love Batman. We love Superman. We don't know what that's going to look like in the future. How is the DCEU going to change? How's the DCU going to look like? How's the anime shows? Those type of stuff. But Will, what's your input on it? What do you feel like is going to happen for the future? What would you say your stake is in this type of purchase?
So, from what I understand, the current president of Warner Bros. Entertainment is mainly in charge of the DCEU and other DC products like the Batman and a new Penguin and Arkham Asylum series coming to HBO Max. So, as far as I know, he's going to stay on board until the end of, I believe it's 2023. I could be wrong on that. And pretty much everything that's currently in development, like those two Batman spinoff series I just mentioned, the Batgirl movie, and the Flash, Black Adam, all that is still slated to come out at their scheduled times. Which obviously, like some shows and movies, we don't really have a time yet, but they are in development, so they're going to keep pushing those out. And I believe the upcoming president that's going to take control after this guy leaves, he said he wanted somebody like a Kevin Feige figure to oversee the DCEU. And if you don't know who Kevin Feige is, he's pretty much the person that kind of kickstarted, you could say, the whole MCU. He's a big producer and has a huge stake in what goes on in all those movies and shows. So they want something like him. They want somebody like him to take over, and I think that's probably a good idea. They kind of need somebody to, or not just one person, maybe a team, if they decide to go that route, to develop these movies more, because we know Zack Snyder's movies were, in my opinion at least, they were kind of rushed. For instance, I think I actually brought this up to you at work the other day. Batman versus Superman, it could have been really good, but they rushed the characters. Batman wasn't even introduced until that movie. Wonder Woman shows up, and they should have probably kept her off. And then obviously there was the Justice League movie, which threw in Aquaman, Cyborg, and Flash for the first time, which we catch glimpses of them in BVS. But other than that, they were just kind of thrown in last minute, I think. And I believe this new president wants to focus more on side characters. For instance, he praised the movie Joker for giving secondary characters like that their own story. So we could be seeing a lot more movies like Joker or Black Adam focus on villains or side characters. We might get a Nightwing movie. We could get a movie focused on the young or Teen Titans. I almost said Young Justice League. So I don't know. I think it's something we're gonna have to watch play out, and hopefully it gets significantly better than what has previously been shown.
Yeah, this is a very new topic. This is a very new surprise to me. I remember seeing the news last week. I actually woke up on my bed and I saw an alert saying that Discover Warner Bros. Was bought by Discovery, and I was just like, "Whoa, what's going to look that in the future?" And of course, stocks hold shareholders and stuff like that are going to be taken into place. But also at the same time, too, it's very interesting to see how that's going to take place and what direction that they're taking towards the DC universe. And so, one question that I wanted to ask you is, Will, if you were Discovery, would you continue on, even though they are continuing on some series? would you continue on some parts of the DCU, or would you restart over, or would you like restart over Batman or restart over Superman? You know, try to get back Henry Cavill, start over the Justice League, give him like a new shape because there's new funding, new film, new direction. What would you say is the best direction that Discovery should take?
Honestly, I'd say whatever is best, not just critically, but also financially for the company. Because these superhero movies and series are not cheap to make. Some of them cost over hundreds of millions of dollars. So they have to make a whole lot of money in order to make that profit back. And honestly, seeing how well the new Suicide Squad movie did, directed by James Gunn, I think it might be a smart decision considering doing soft reboots like that, or just do sequels that kind of completely ignore the bad parts of the previous movies. As far as getting previous actors back to fulfill the characters they've been playing, like you said, Henry Cavill as Superman, or Ben Affleck as Batfleck, who's supposed to be his last appearance as Batman, is supposed to be in the Flash movie, reportedly at least. I don't know, honestly. I don't think I really have an opinion. Like if I were in Discovery or Warner Bros. Discovery's shoes at the moment, I would have to say, I honestly, I would probably try to keep them on board because people have already been watching them for a few years and are probably more used to them. However, I will say, due to the Ezra Miller situation, I'm just going to make an assumption to say that maybe they're going to let him go, mostly due to his recent arrest in Hawaii after that incident. And obviously, there was a video of him a few years ago choking that woman out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go watch our previous video talking about the situation. Anyways, I feel like, Discovery might be looking for faces that are good branding, you could say. Like, a lot of people know Robert Downey Jr. A lot of people love Robert Downey Jr., and he was pretty much the poster boy for all the Marvel movies up until his death in Endgame. So I think they're gonna probably recast a few roles, like the Flash, maybe, but I feel like they're gonna want to keep those bigger roles, like Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, or Henry Cavill. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. They're going to try to keep them in for as long as they can, since they have good representation of the company.
Well, all we gotta say is over to Discovery, if they're listening right now. We have full trust in you. Please don't screw us up like Warner Bros. Have done us in the past. But hey, new beginning, fresh new start, new company. Let's see what direction they're gonna take towards DC. But yeah, this has been a great episode for today, guys. Will, did you have any last closing thoughts before we close this out?
So I actually have a question for you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Do you think this new merger is going to have an effect on HBO or the HBO Max series that we've been getting? For example, Peacemaker, or do you think they're going to have a lot of input on what's on what the Batgirl movie or the Penguin series is going to be able to show? Do you think they're going to cut funding for those, or do you think they're just going to let it play out as is?
Good question. Thing is with Peacemaker was a hit. It was a big money-making hit. A lot of viewers liked it. The DC viewers liked it. So one of the things is, if Discovery doesn't follow the path that Warner Bros. Done, which I mean is, if they bring in shows that people just don't like, or if they do stuff that like the fans don't like, if the fans dislike, like bringing in the Wonder Twin powers, like 2 weeks ago, a lot of people weren't asking for that, but hey, I mean, we get what we get now. Was it Discovery's idea or plan? We don't know. But also at the same time, too, I feel like if Discovery, which has been known to keep their customers happy and also have a really high value stake on their company, like use their, well, I'm not going to say like not be dumb, but like actually use their, okay. Not necessarily, I'm going to say use their heads, but necessarily like pay attention to what the viewers want. Then they won't touch Peacemaker because Peacemaker is a big hit. Everybody likes Peacemaker. Once they announce Peacemaker for season 2, everybody's going to watch it. Why? Because season 1 was good. I would argue that season one was the best thing that Warner Bros. Has ever done. And so if in effect on HBO Max, maybe they might start cutting out shows to where if it's not producing views, they might just take it out. If they realize at first that, hey, this isn't really working out, we're gonna cut it out. We're gonna maybe give them one season, then that's it. Then maybe that's the direction that they're giving. But also at the same time too, with HBO Max, it's such a really great company to where they haven't really missed on it. So I don't think they're gonna touch on it too much. Now, other shows such as Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, that's a different conversation. I haven't looked upon it, but from what I've seen from HBO Max and HBO, a lot of people really like what's being produced. And so I really feel like HBO Max, if I was Discovery, I would leave HBO Max alone. But you have to follow where the money's coming to. So if they feel like they need to cut out funding, just cut out funding to where some shows are not really like giving out the best views, but also focus on the good habits of your production making, like your DC, your superheroes, your comedy series, your movies, all that type of stuff. Batman just got produced over in April, recently over to HBO Max. It's doing pretty well, even though the movie came out like 2 months ago. Everybody, not a month ago, a month ago, but everybody's liking it. But yeah, if I was Discovery, I wouldn't move too much on HBO Max, but again, they're a company. We don't know how they're going to process in the future.
Right. And excuse me, I have one final question, and it's
Gotcha.
about the this new overhead figure, you could say, this puppet master that's going to be overseeing all the future projects that have to do with the DCEU. Do you think that it would be most beneficial for this person or persons, whoever they may be, to kind of take a gamble and start pushing out more R-rated or MA-rated series and movies similar to Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad movie? Or do you think they should probably keep it safe and do like PG-13, but most intense they'll go is the Robert Pattinson Batman movie? As far as like the mainline DCE stuff goes,
No,
like Joker would obviously be like rated R, but like what about like Aquaman 2? Do you think they're gonna start making rated R DC movies like that?
well, see, the thing is, their rated R movies have given the most success. I mean, other than Batman, that's more PG-13. I can't name of a single show or movie that's done produced more or better results than Joker 2 has. And Joker 2, like you said before, was R-rated. Peacemaker was R-rated. Everybody loved it. So HBO Max is known to have produced R-rated shows, R-rated movies. If I was them, I would go towards the R-rated movie effects. I'd make Batman, the next Batman movie, R-rated if I was them. Mainly because R-rated, like DC characters to me are more darker than Marvel. Everybody knows that for a fact. So if they were going to go towards the more darker path, it's not really a risk. It's not really it shouldn't be seen as more of a risk to them because that's what the DC characters are. Batman is a risky character. He's a dark character. Jason Todd is a dark character. Peacemaker's a dark character. Um, Superman, I mean, we've seen him Justice. He can become a dark character at times too. Now, let's say you ask if Marvel was going to go towards a darker path. That might not work because Marvel's audience is mainly centered around younger kids, PG-13 kids. You know, I mean, they're not really going to show blood. They might show scenes of like a person getting shot, but it's not going to show of them like, spilling out blood like Peacemaker did. But also,
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
oh no, you're good. I was also going to say that like Marvel is centered around younger kids. They're always throwing jokes every 5 minutes about a new event or something that's coming up. So if they're just going to take in towards a darker path, then everybody would just be caught off guard. You remember back in the Batman reviews, whenever it was first coming out the first week, what did the reviewers mainly say that was giving the Batman bad reviews? It was serious. And who was it mainly coming from? Marvel fans. Because why? They weren't used to saying that. But DC characters, if they've watched DC shows, DC movies, read the DC comics, they wouldn't have never given that review because they're used to seeing that. I've read a lot of dark DC comic books. So if Batman was to go dark all of a sudden in the next movie, it wouldn't be a shock to me. Joker wasn't a shock to me because Joker's a really dark character. I'll say the more darker character than Joker in Marvel is Carnage. But we've only seen Carnage in one movie, Venom. That's it. We haven't seen a darker person in Marvel. So if DC was gonna take in towards the route of R-rated shows and movies, I think it honestly would be a big hit for them. Honestly, I feel like it'd be a bigger step direction towards their franchise because they're pulling more people, more reviewers, more excitement, more exposure, more talked about. Peacemaker is a character that no one has really talked about. But you give him one show, you give him one show, one season of dark moments, and now everybody's hooked on it. Did you know what Peacemaker was before it came out?
I can say I have not.
Well, I knew him because of the Suicide Squad movie.
Right.
But like I said before, I've only read one comic book about him and I forgot about it. But once I heard that he was getting his new show, I was just like, eh. But once I saw the full season, I'm hooked up on it. Because I'm seeing Peacemaker's dad, I'm seeing the show, I'm seeing the action, I'm seeing the dark moments, I'm seeing everything. That's pulling me in. And so if HBO was going to take that direction, I honestly would think that's a great investment for them. What do you think, Will?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so I think it's probably safe to assume that they're gonna start doing more of those mature rated series and movies like Peacemaker and Joker and the new Suicide Squad movie. Because like you said, they were hugely and wildly successful. I mean, Joker grossed over $1 billion at the box office worldwide, which is insane. And they have such a big backlogs, and like they said that they are interested in doing these projects based on the side characters like Peacemaker, like Joker, like Black Adam. They're interested in doing these sorts of things, focusing on the villains as well, which and not even just for the villain specifically, like maybe there can be a hero. Like I know we're getting the Constantine series coming to HBO Max soon. And I definitely think those are some stories that need to be told in a darker setting, or in other words, go all the way and just go for the MA or R rating, so that we can experience the story the way it's meant to be told.
And going R-rated never kills them.
Yeah,
Never
and like
kills them.
my biggest worry is that this new overseer of the DC movies and projects, I'm worried that they're going to try to make it another Marvel where it's all happy, campy humor with, the good guys always win except for the one time, but it's okay because they reversed that loss into a win. And I'm just like kind of worried that it's going to be like that, because I like the DC movies because they're more serious, because they're more grounded in reality. You could say, I mean, as grounded in reality as you can get with people like Superman and Wonder Woman and Aquaman doing their thing. But you know what I'm trying to say? It's more appealing to me personally.
And they're known for that too. That's the thing. Comic
Right.
book reader or not, they've known for that. The animated shows of Justice League has gone darker. It's more
Yeah,
dark. What we
even
say?
even like the Teen Titans and Young
Exactly.
Justice on Cartoon Network,
Exactly.
they had some pretty intense storylines, even though they were
Mm-hmm.
on a kids channel. So and plus they even have a live action Titan show right now, which I believe is getting ready to release its next season, I believe, or it's in development right now. And from what I know, I haven't watched it, but from what I understand, that is a significantly darker take on what we have been shown previously with Teen Titans and the spin-off Teen Titans Go on Cartoon Network.
And like you said before, I was also going to say that Batman the Animated Series was darker than the Spider-Man Animated Series, even though I do love Spider-Man. I will agree upon that Batman was more darker than Spider-Man. But like I said before, DC is known for darker storylines, darker foretelling. So for them to step in towards a darker R-rated show or series, I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, whoa, I'm not well, but I'd be like, hey, sounds like it's gonna be great. Can't wait for it to come out. Now, if Marvel was gonna come out with a more darker take or more R-rated show, then that would take me off guard because that's not what Marvel is known for. So
Well, you're gonna be delighted to hear that Deadpool 3 is reportedly supposed to maintain its rated R rating, making it the first rated R Disney movie or property ever, I think.
wow.
Um, I might have to double check that, but from what I understand, that's how it was going along at least. And honestly, I'm sorry, this is getting off topic, but I've been thinking about this for a while since Disney bought Fox. I would honestly really love to see like another X-Men storyline, but one of the darker ones, like an actual Old Man Logan story. But that's like way too weird or messed up for Disney to even consider touching upon because I mean I don't know how many people know the actual Old Man Logan storyline, but I know there is a part where the Hulk Bruce Banner is actually I guess you could say married to his cousin She-Hulk, and they have inbred children, which I don't think Disney, or probably like a lot of people other than like maybe Wes Craven if he was still alive, I don't think a lot of people would want to try to develop that into a story. But nevertheless, I would still love to see something more serious or more grittier and darker coming from the Marvel side of things. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the entire Warner Bros. Discovery situation.
Yep. Well, Will, you are right. They will never discover that. They will never discover that certain part of Hulk at all.
Yeah, I think most people would either be A, like you said, completely taken off guard, B, off put by the whole entire thing, or C, all of the above.
Yeah,
But
probably all of the above.
yeah, I feel like that's a pretty safe assumption to make, but that's something we'll just have to wait to see uh, if or when that plays out.
Yes, sir. But like I said before, this has been a great episode, Discovery. If you're saying this right now, we hope you take it in the right direction. We have a full trust in you. Hopefully, you listen to some of our talking points that me and Will brought out. Maybe take them into mind. Hey, you might just make it another hit. But like I said before, this has been a great episode today for Geek Watchers. My name is Ryan Fasige. We have Will over here. We'll see you guys in the next episode of Geek Watchers. Let us know in the comments what you guys think that Discovery should take towards HBO Max in the DCU universe. Let us know.